Hello, everyone. My name is Kieran, and welcome to today's session on using artificial intelligence ethically. Now, AI has become a huge part of how we learn, write, and create. And many students, as you probably know, are already using AI tools in one way or another, sometimes for good reasons, and sometimes without realizing the risks. So in this session, we'll look at what it actually means to use AI responsibly in a higher education context. We'll think about when it can be useful, when it crosses a line, and how you make sure that you're still developing your own ideas and skills while using it. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clearer understanding of how to use AI responsibly and effectively. We'll start by exploring what responsible AI use looks like in higher education. Then we'll look at examples of appropriate and inappropriate use and discuss some of the grey areas where it's not always obvious what's okay. You'll also have time to reflect on your own habits and develop personal strategies for using AI ethically. Finally, we'll end with a little activity where you can apply what you've already learned. So, what actually is artificial intelligence? So, artificial intelligence, or AI, is when a machine or software can perform tasks that would normally require human thinking. It can recognize patterns, generate text, make decisions, or predict outcomes. It does this by using huge amounts of data and complex algorithms that allow it to learn what to do. So it's important to remember that AI isn't human. It doesn't have emotions, creativity, or genuine understanding. It just mimics certain kinds of thinking based on patterns it has seen before. So, when you're using AI tools like ChatGPT or image generators, you're interacting with systems that imitate reasoning. You're not actually interacting with a real person. There are several types of AI tools being used in education right now. Text-based AI, like we've mentioned before of ChatGPT, can write explanations, answer questions, or give ideas. Speech to text tools turn spoken word into written notes or captions, so these are great for accessibility or recording lectures. Writing help tools can check your grammar, spelling, or can reword sentences for you. And also we have image generation tools which create visuals, charts, graphics for your written, from your written prompts. So all of these can be helpful when they are used correctly, but they also come with some responsibilities. You have to make sure that AI is supporting your learning, but it is not doing the work for you. So, there are lots of reasons why students use AI. Some people use it to brainstorm ideas or to get started when they have or when they're stuck. Others use it to reword difficult sentences or to check grammar. It also helps to explain tricky concepts, summarize long readings, or generate creative ideas. AI can even be used for design or media projects to create or edit images. So let's pause for a moment. Okay. Think about how you might have used AI recently. Maybe for some writing help, maybe just for some ideas. Do you think all the ways students use AI are acceptable? Are there some that feel a bit questionable? So just reflect on that for a moment, okay? Are you and are those students around you using AI ethically? So let's consider that idea then. What is okay and what is not okay? What is ethical and what is not ethical in the use of AI? So, some uses of AI are perfectly fine, while others definitely are not fine at all. So, for example, it's okay to ask AI for help to brainstorm essay topics or to explain a difficult topic in simpler terms. That is just simple learning support. But it is not okay to copy AI generated writing straight into your assignment or to have AI write your entire assignment for you. So think of it this way. If AI is helping you to understand and learn, that's good. If it is doing the learning or the thinking for you, that is a problem. So you need to always ask yourself, am I using AI to support my work or am I doing it to avoid actually doing the work? So you can use AI ethically by treating it as a support tool rather than a shortcut. It's fine to use AI to explain difficult ideas, to summarize your notes, or to create study quizzes, for example. You can use it to generate ideas or help you to plan or structure your assignments. You can even ask it for a bit of general feedback. Things like, does this sound clear? Or is there a better word I could use here? What matters most is that you are still in control. You have still created the content and you're just asking AI to uh, adapt it a little bit. So you're using AI to guide and improve your learning, not to replace your own thinking. So let's talk about what's not okay. It's never acceptable to copy and paste AI generated answers into your own work and submit it as if it is your own work. You shouldn't use AI to write full essays, create fake references, or answer test questions. It is also dishonest to skip all of the reading you've been set and rely on AI summaries instead. If you rely on AI so much that you stop thinking critically for yourself, you're not really learning anymore, and there's no reason for you to be in higher education. So, using AI that way can lead to serious academic consequences. You can be kicked off your course, kicked off your module, things like that. But most importantly, it stops you from developing your own skills and your own confidence as a student. So let's have a look at paraphrasing tools, which are one of the biggest grey areas when it comes to AI use. Many students think that they are fine because the ideas are still their own ideas. But the problem is that when AI rewrites your work, the words are no longer yours. So once AI has rewritten it, the language belongs to the tool, not to you. So it has become plagiarism. So getting AI to rephrase your essay is the same as asking someone else to write it for you. Even if the content is based on your own ideas, the expression of those ideas isn't yours anymore. So let's pause and think about this for a moment. Why might relying on AI to rewrite your work actually harm your learning? So take a few seconds to reflect on this concept. Oh, AI can be really useful, but it is not always right. Sometimes it produces information that is outdated or made up, fake quotes, false statistics, invented sources. It is trained on data, but it doesn't actually understand the idea of truth or accuracy. That's why it's important to double check anything AI gives you, especially if it looks like a fact or reference. You should always verify information using reliable academic sources or the course material that has been given to you by your lecturer. Think of AI as a helpful assistant, one that sometimes gets things wrong. It can suggest ideas, but you are responsible primarily for checking that what it is true. Now, we're going to have a little bit of fun and test what you have learned. We're going to play a short game called Is It Allowed? I'm going to show you a few scenarios about how students might use AI, and for each of them, you need to decide whether the use of AI is allowed, possibly allowed, some kind of grey area, or not allowed. Now, this is just for discussion. Don't worry about being right or wrong. The goal is to think carefully about how context affects whether something is ethical or not. So, here's our first scenario. Sam uses AI to help brainstorm ideas for his speech. He doesn't copy any sentences, he just writes down the ideas and then builds the speech himself from scratch. So what do you think? Would this use of AI be allowed? Possibly allowed? Not allowed? So take a moment to think about it. Well, this would be allowed. Sam is using AI in a helpful, ethical way, as a brainstorming partner. He's still doing all the actual writing and thinking himself. He's not copying or submitting AI text. He's simply using it to get started and to spark some new ideas. So this kind of view supports learning because it helps students generate ideas without taking away their responsibility for the work. Now, the next scenario. Ethan used his AI to summarize a research article. He then includes that summary in his assessment. He checks the original article and uses it to guide his writing. So, what do you think? Is this allowed, possibly allowed, or not allowed? Well, this one would possibly be allowed, but it's a little bit of a grey area. If Ethan only uses the AI summary to help him understand the article better, and then he writes his own summary in his own words, that's fine. But if he copies the AI's text or relies on it instead of engaging with the actual article, then it is not okay. So it really depends on how he uses it, whether AI is supporting or replacing his own learning process. Now, here's the third scenario. Lily is using AI to rewrite and improve her entire assignment, including the phrasing and the structure. She then submits that AI edited version without checking the changes. So would this be allowed, possibly allowed, or not allowed? It's an interesting idea. So it would be not allowed. So even though the original ideas were Lily's, the final version has been produced by AI. Because she didn't review it and she didn't control the changes, she can't claim that the work is hers. As you probably already know, submitting AI written work is considered as a major academic misconduct, and there are very serious consequences to this. So it is a good reminder that the AI can help you think, but it should never be doing the writing for you. So before we finish, let's take a few minutes to think about your own use of AI. So you need to ask yourself, have you used AI in your studies this year? And what did you use it for and how often? When you did use AI, was it genuinely learning? Or were you letting it do the work for you? What is one way that you could use AI more responsibly or more effectively in future? And how could you make sure that your learning and your ideas always stay truly yours when you're using AI? So take a few minutes to think about this one, okay, to give it some honest reflection. So that brings us to the end of today's session. So thank you for listening and taking part. I hope this session has helped you understand how to use AI in ways that enhance your learning rather than replace it. And I hope to see you all again soon. Bye bye.